Hi, I'm Cheryl Nelson from Natural Chicken Health. This chook chat we're going to be talking about molting. Over time, feathers wear out and need replacing. Adult chooks typically molt this time of year, end of summer into autumn. They'll do another light molt in spring. Young chicks will molt all through the first 6 months of their life. And a molting chook can look pretty bedraggled, but it's a natural thing and it needs to happen. When chooks are molting, it's important that they have a boost of protein. Because feathers are made of 85% protein, they need that boost to help them to regrow their feathers. At the same time, they won't be laying eggs, or very few if any, because all their energy has to go into regrowing those feathers. So I thought I'd go through the ingredients that are really high in protein from top to bottom, to show you what you can feed your chooks. And I thought just for a bit of fun I'd make up a little protein platter. So firstly, a little bed of rocket, just to sit things on. Pop that at the bottom there. Then hard-boiled egg, really high in protein, one of the highest in proteins actually. Of course they love eggs. Only cooked. Couple of eggs squashed onto there. Lovely. Some sunflower seeds. They really like sunflower seeds and they too are very high in protein. Some green peas. Frozen peas are great. If you've got fresh, I always like fresh is best, but frozen are very high in nutrients as well. Some pumpkin seed. I just like to chop through some of these because for the smaller beaked chooks, they're not going to be able to eat these in their full size, so just roughly chop through. Pop them on top too. Sprinkle around. Sprinkle around. There's also pepitas you can use, and they are, once again, pumpkins. The seeds are a little bit smaller. Buy them fresh, don't buy them, careful not to buy them salted. Some earthworms. What chook doesn't like some earthworms? So they're great. They're just a bit of earthworms in compost that we just dug out of the compost heap. Looking fabulous. Parsley. Now parsley they won't eat like this. So it needs to be chopped up. And this too is very high in protein. So just roughly get that chopped up. Sprinkle that on top. And some sardines. Sardines, finally. Some people use tinned cat food as a protein source, but I think it's got a bit much salt and preservatives, so these sardines on top are going to be fantastic. And the oil, pop that all on there, and there you have a protein platter for, well, 30 chooks. Beautiful, look at that. Chook, 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 chook. These little critters are great, mealworms. A super protein hit for chooks, and they really love them. You can farm these if you like, buy some mealworms from the pet shop, your local bird feed supplier, and especially if you're in warm weather, you can grow them easily. A terrific protein boost. Sprouted buckwheat's a great protein source, containing about 30%. Throughout the year I tend to use sprouted wheat, but that has a much lower protein content. They like that too, but buckwheat's terrific for moulting. This is a fabulous hit of protein for chooks. This is milk kefir. You might have heard of it, Kefir. It's an ancient kind of cultured milk. Terrific because it has the protein but not the lactose, so it's really good if you got some old bread just to tip some of this over it. Yeah, chooks love it and it's great for them. This is Amaranth. It's seeding at the moment. It throws these tiny little seeds. Super high in protein, probably extra high in protein if you were to sprout that too. But once you have amaranth in your garden, you'll always have it. But it's not terribly invasive, so pop some of that in your garden. Great for moulting. A few things to remember. Don't feed your chooks too much protein all the time. Just in periods of moulting when it's important. Go easy on the corn through the moulting period too, because that actually depletes protein in chickens. Corn's fine in winter when you want to warm them up, but just use it sparingly. In extreme cases where chooks are not getting enough protein, they'll turn to feather pecking, which is pretty distressing and awful for the chooks. So if that happens, look at their protein intake and separate the chook that's being picked on. Picked on. Pin feathers on a chook is the new feather about to emerge, and the chooks are very sensitive to this part of their body. As you can imagine, there's not much protection there, so be very careful if you need to pick up the chook at any point in time. Remember, chooks are creatures of habit, so it can take some time to introduce new food to them, especially if they've never seen a mealworm or had some sardines before. They'll eye it with suspicion for a while. Remember to keep your super mash up to your chooks through moulting period. Super mash has apple cider vinegar, which is really rich in nutrients, and seaweed, which is great for feather growth. If you want to order super mash, you can online at naturalchickenhealth.com.au. Thanks, bye.